When it comes to outdoor recreation, LA has many great parks to choose from.
In tonight's Look at This, our Desmond Shaw has the history of one of the city's oldest parks. And at one time, it was even called the crown jewel of Los Angeles.
Well, take a look at this park on the east side of Los Angeles. This is Lincoln Park, one of LA's very first public parks, being dedicated in 1881. And according to PBS historian Nathan Masters, this park may have never come to be had it not been for the decisions of the Southern Pacific Railroad. When they were finishing their transcontinental line, they actually threatened to withhold the entire line from LA unless the city paid them hundreds of thousands of dollars and donated land for rail facilities. When LA acquiesced, this 50-acre plot was slated to be used for rail maintenance shops, but Southern Pacific never actually built anything here. The land sat vacant for a lot of years, just as residents of the growing suburban area of East Los Angeles began to demand a new public park. So the city told Southern Pacific to either use the land or return it to the city, and they did gift it back to LA in 1881, and then this was declared East Los Angeles Park. But there wouldn't really be anything in the way of park improvements for almost another decade, not until a nursery and a greenhouse were added, then walking paths, sodded grass, followed by trees and flowers. Finally, around 1892, the centerpiece artificial lake was created. It spans about 8 acres, and after being connected by 2 streetcar lines, the park was suddenly a massive hit with the community. By the early 20th century, its name was changed to East Lake Park, so for a while we had an East Lake and a West Lake. That's now known as MacArthur Park, which we have looked at before. There were some pretty unique attractions for a time that popped up around East Lake, including a privately managed zoo, an ostrich farm, and an alligator farm, where, according to PBS, one could ride Billy the alligator, who was something of an animal celebrity as he appeared in dozens of early Hollywood films. The Mission Revival Boathouse finished in 1912. Today it's used as an art gallery as part of Plaza de la Raza, a nonprofit cultural center for Latino art. There's also a carousel, or there was one anyway, built in 1914. It was really popular, but sadly was lost to fire in 1976 by vandals, not long after the city declared it an historic cultural monument. In 1917, residents changed the name of their community from East Los Angeles to Lincoln Heights in honor of Abraham Lincoln, a large school bearing his name not too far from here, and so they also renamed this Lincoln Park. In 1926, a beautiful bronze statue of Abraham Lincoln was commissioned here, and then 10 years later, a stone cast statue of Florence Nightingale was also added. There's actually a lot of really cool art to check out all around Lincoln Park. There's also a pool, a gym, auditorium. Those were added in the 1970s. You also have the usual sports field and a skateboard park, so there really are a ton of activities to partake in inside of one of LA's very oldest parks, Lincoln Park off Valley Boulevard and Mission Road. Taking a look at this from SkyCal, I'm Desmond Shaw.
And if you'd like Desmond to take a look at something interesting in your neighborhood, just write us at lookattthis@cbs.com.